I just came from work and I thought I could film a kind of reading update. My favorite book of the past 2 months. I read it and I was so shocked and stunned by how interesting it was. It's about a people pleaser, a 25-year-old young man who just can't say no, and somehow he just ends up being married to a girl he doesn't love, and he makes her fall in love with him on accident because he just can't say no. So he always just says yes to everything, and then when he tries to kind of get out of it, people try to convince him and they're like, no, but you have to, and he just agrees to everything to the point when something tragic happens. And yeah, that is his kind of a warning, beware of pity. And I found it so interesting in the sense that it's written in such a funny way, because the main character, Anton Hoffmiller, I think, is so funny. He is just very, I don't know, his inner monologue is so crazy. He has a small interaction that is a bit cringe, so then he goes home and crashes out and cries and thinks, oh, my life is over right now, when I will meet these people again, they're going to hate me. And then he tries to fix the thing by doing something even worse and goes like from here to there and stuff. So it's very, very interesting. So I do recommend it, and the language is so beautiful. I read it in translation, the original is in German. This is also very interesting when it comes to the debate of sympathy and the narcissism of sympathy, in the sense that there is this long debate that if you help someone, if you give money to the poor on the street, then maybe you do that for yourself, so then you think, I am a good person. And this actually happens to him in the sense that he helps the girl, she's ill, and he entertains her with his presence. She just comes by and visits her. This makes him think that, oh, I'm such a good person for spending time with this girl who no one wants to spend time with. And then he says that, I was astonished beyond words at the idea that I, a mere, insignificant, ordinary, an experienced young officer, could actually have it in me to make someone else so happy. So you see, I was convinced deep down that if I happened to disappear suddenly, say by falling off my horse and breaking my neck, my comrades might say something like sad about him or poor old Hoffmiller, but that would be the end of it. After a month, no one would notice my absence. Some other fellow would come and take my horse, and he would do the same duties, no worse, no better than I had done them. To some degree, this creates a kind of unhealthy relationship between him and this girl. She's feeding onto his sympathy by spending time with her. He sees himself as a good person. It gets to a point where it's too far, and therefore beware of pity. And the next book that I read, clarice Lispector's Agua Viva, which is kind of an existentialist book, I would say, but here it says a meditation on the nature of life and time. It's written as a monologue with space, so no chapters, just kind of a monologue, then a space, and another thought, and so on. And sometimes it just speaks directly. It speaks to her lover, I suppose, so to a you. It fixates on the moment and on time and on the need to grasp time and every moment as it comes, and kind of feeling and describing every moment and filtering it through the body and not so much through the mind or through labels. There are so many parts that I like that I don't even know what exactly to show. For example, from the first page, it's very gripping, and it begins, let me tell you, I am trying to seize the fourth dimension of the instant now, so fleeting that it's already gone, because it's already become a new instant now, that's also already gone. Everything has an instant in which it is. I want to grab hold of the is of the thing. These instants passing through the air, I breathe in fireworks, they explode silently in space, and I want to possess the atoms of time. And to capture the present, forbidden by its very nature, the present slips away in the instant. 2. I am this very second forever in the now. So I thought, wow, okay, that was a very strong start. So from this point, I wanted to read it, and I was very interested in it. And she's often compared to Virginia Woolf, and I can see why. I think I like her prose a bit more than Virginia Woolf's prose because it touches me more, but Virginia Woolf's, of course, is also very good and it's more structured. It's a 5-star read for me. Both these books are 5-star reads for me, so I definitely recommend you to read them. And this one is very short, so you could read it in one day. This one too, actually, because it goes by so fast as the narrator is so anxious that it just makes you want to read because you feel that anxiety of what is going to happen to this man. Is he going to make it even worse? Yes, he is going to make it even worse, but it's like something you can't look away from, so you just have to read it. Next, I read this edition, the 30th edition of Electra. It's a magazine with multiple articles. They have articles on literature, culture, history, and art, and so on. And I really like the format, and I kind of collect these magazines because they're really good, and there's so many interesting essays written by artists, directors, writers, professors. I actually feel like I'm learning something every time I read it. It's just so much information and so much to look up afterwards. And lastly, this book I've been reading for a very long time. I don't know why, I just can't seem to finish it. But it's interesting. I really don't know why. I think it's just so much information. It's not that hard. Actually, it's like rather an introduction or a summary into existentialism, but maybe something about the way it's written, and the fact that it includes so many philosophers, so many timelines, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it. In general, for me, nonfiction is very hard to read. It's always been so this month I really want to kind of finish it. And I was also reading Van Gogh's complete paintings. It's a book with his complete paintings, of course. It's very thick and heavy, so I'm kind of struggling to hold it, but it looks so nice, and it's a collection of his complete paintings with multiple explanations about his life, his influence, his lifestyle, and also his personality, which I found very interesting, and his way of painting, his relationship with his brother and his family. I'm looking forward to read this. For a book club, I'm reading James Joyce's Dubliners, which is a collection of 12 short stories about Dublin life. I don't know what to say by now. I kind of read 3 stories, I think, or 4. I only really liked one of them. I really like the way he writes. I like that he manages to create such intense tension in a short story, which is something I will try to learn from reading this. But it's a bit confusing because he uses a lot of expressions of that time. So every time I read, I have to kind of go to the back and read the explanation, and this kind of takes me out of it. But I'm looking forward to finish it and say that I have read something by James Joyce. And I also have my Ulysses book. I thought this might be a kind of introduction to James Joyce for me before I actually read his gigantic book of Ulysses. So this is the book I'm going to read next. It's a collection of poems that I saw on Instagram, because the author is apparently very Twitter famous, Instagram famous, and usually that's a bad sign, but in this case I was shocked that it's so interesting. I think I've read just one poem and I don't want to go into it and read at random. I want to let it surprise me, so I will try to kind of read it all at once. From what I saw, the name is Crush, so the themes are kind of obsession from what I've read, like romantic obsession, and that's quite interesting to read about, especially in the form of a poem. I'm trying to get more into poetry because I'm not a fan of poetry usually, which I want to change. So this, I hope, will be a good start. And this is my reading update for this month, and I hope I will read more and update you next time when I will read something.